Complete news, reasonable sports report, cool and good music, fantastic programs, politics, religion, culture, and lots more. Keep listening to Carnival Radio. Carnival Radio, enjoyment unlimited.
Good evening and welcome to news around the world from Carnival Radio. I am Joseph Oyokola. In Africa, popular Ghanaian musician Shatta Wale has been detained in an investigation linked to his purchase of a luxury car. This was disclosed by Ghana authorities today, Thursday. Wale's yellow Lamborghini was seized earlier this month at the request of the U.S., which alleged that the vehicle was tied to the proceeds of a criminal enterprise. Ghana's Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, said Wale voluntarily entered custody on Wednesday and was subsequently questioned over the car. Wale's management did not mention the U.S. allegations in their statement, saying instead of the artist was detained over tax obligations. Moving to Europe, after a week of high-stakes diplomacy aimed at halting the war in Ukraine, United States President Donald Trump says he is set on arranging a summit between Russian President Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky. Following separate meetings with both leaders, Trump has ruled out sending U.S. troops to Ukraine but pledged security guarantees to Kyiv and indicated that Washington can provide air support to reinforce a potential deal. Ukraine, in turn, have told at the White House that it will obtain U.S. mid-weapons purchased by Europeans for an estimated $90 billion as part of the effort to bolster its defenses. Moving to South America, 10 people have been reported injured and 19 arrested after violent clashes between rival fans during a Copa Sudamericana match involving Argentina's Independent and visiting Universidad de Chile in Buenos Aires. A stone grenade was among the objects hurled by fans as the last 16-second leg encounter in the regional competition. The stadium was initially suspended shortly after halftime and eventually abandoned on Wednesday. Newsmen report that home supporters beat and stripped some visiting fans of their clothes after storming the away end. In Asia, President Xi Jinping has urged unity on a surprise visit to Tibet, appearing before 20,000 people to mark 60 years since China created the autonomous region after annexing it. Xi praised the local government for engaging in a thorough struggle against separatism, a reference to decades-old Tibetan resistance to Beijing. His visit comes just 2 months after the Dalai Lama announced that his office, not China, would choose a successor. China's leaders, however, claim that only they have the power to oversee that decision. Beijing says the standard of living of people in Tibet has greatly improvised under its rule and denies suppressing their human rights and freedom of expression. In North America, Texas legislators have approved new congressional maps designed to give Republicans an edge in next year's elections for the U.S. House of Representatives. Republicans in the Texas House of Representatives passed the new voting lines in an 88-52 vote, creating 5 new Republican leaning seats. It followed a 2-week standoff in which Democrats fled the state to stall the vote and rally supporters against the redistricting plans. The maps will now go to the state Senate, where they are expected to be swiftly approved and then signed off by the Senate. On to the last news around the world. One of Australia's largest early education providers has stated the national system to track childcare worker misconduct is key to keeping children safe. They argue that every worker in every state should be subject to mandatory reporting. This comes amid disagreement among states and territories about moves to ban mobile phones in childcare centers ahead of a critical meeting of education ministers to decide on new rules about safety training, CCTV, and a database to track worker movement. Dr. Rose Basta, CEO of Good Start Early Learning, which runs more than 650 centers nationwide, noted that the national system to log worker misconduct was also critical. South Australia is expected to strongly push for nationally consistent bans for personal mobile phones in centers. And that ends Carnival Radio News Around the World. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and Apple iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Joseph Oyokola. Good evening and please do well. Enjoy your night.